GM.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the Rebel Roast Show. I am super excited for today as I have not slept in over 24 hours and we haven't had a stream in a couple of weeks.
24 hours?
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. You know, time zones really mess with my head. I don't do well with time zones. I just flew back from San Diego on the red eye, and it didn't go well. It did not go well.
What happened? Tell me what happened.
Newark Airport is not doing so hot these days. How are you feeling? Is your lung capacity back to 100%? Do you have the energy to make fun of me? Where are we?
To 100% yet, unfortunately. So I went to the doctor last week. Thought I was going to get good news, but I didn't get good news. I'm still at 80%, 85%, between 80 and 85%. They put you in that machine that you're supposed to blow on.
Yeah.
And it's test the strength of your lungs and your breathing and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'm still not 100%, but I am getting there. I do feel a lot better, obviously, than where I can't even talk anymore.
Oh boy,
where I was a month ago.
Oh boy, did you?
Obviously, a month ago I couldn't even breathe, but now I can breathe pretty good.
Did you get any other news, like you're having a baby or anything?
I'm having your baby.
Wow, this is what our baby would look like. It would be this positive potato. And
what is this? What is it with you in this positive potato?
It says, I may be how do I get it to focus? It's like that. I may be tiny.
Mm-hmm.
I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. That's our baby, the potato.
But no, yeah, in all seriousness, feeling a lot better. So hopefully I have to go back to the doctor this week. So hopefully I get good news that I'm 100% capacity. You know what it is? The lungs take a really long time to heal. And honestly, I still don't know what happened. The doctors don't even know what happened. They just keep telling me that I caught some sort of like infection or virus or fungus or something. What could have happened was that I was messing around with like really old stuff and I could have just inhaled like all that dust or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's what I think could have happened. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Casey thinks that I don't know if Casey's watching, but he told me to lay off from the strip clubs. He's like,
I agree. You need to really evaluate your life choices. That would be a good start here. We have a couple of exciting guests joining us today from Pools. We're gonna talk about their project and how they can make our lives better. And other than that, you have another stream coming up tonight, right? With Vicky Licious.
I have another stream. Yeah.
What are you calling it? Witching Hour? Coven Radio?
Excuse me. The Witching Hour. Yeah, at 6 p.m. today with Vicky. We have a guest too. So it should be some exciting stuff going on tonight with her. So let's see how it goes. But yeah.
And when you say 6 p.m., it's Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern.
I know you think everyone just lives in New Jersey with you.
That what?
I know you think everyone just lives in New Jersey with you, and it's 6 p.m.
No, that's what you think.
No.
You. You're out of control.
So yeah, we've got
this red eye got you a little crazy.
Huh?
The red eye got you a little crazy.
I know. I'm debating: do I drink coffee and stay up so I can like move on with my life, or do I need to go pass out after this? I don't know yet.
You should go pass out.
Yeah, I got things to do.
So talk to us about our guest today.
Yeah, we've got Chris and Tribot from Pools at Use Pools. I wonder if it's use or use pools. Probably use pools. There's only one way to find out. All right, let's get them up here. Gentlemen.
Good morning, guys.
GM from New Jersey. I assume you guys are both in New Jersey as well. Is that
right? Yeah. All in New Jersey, guys.
yeah. It's a real Jersey gang. Chris, where are you? Are you able to share without doxing yourself too much?
Yeah, I'm in the French Alps. So in the mountains. So, yeah.
Wow, that's far.
And Tribot, where are you joining us from?
I'm in Paris.
Oh. Paris.
Yeah.
Lovely. And how did you guys meet? What's the deal here? You guys run into each other on the Alps? Little skiing run-in?
This is a good story, but we met online. And we met like 2 months ago in real life.
2 months ago?
Oh, really?
Yeah, in real life, yeah. But like 2 years before in internet.
What was the real life meeting like? Did you guys like hug it out? Did you shake hands? What was it?
We went to NFT Paris.
Ah,
it was,
beautiful.
you know, it was the time because it's been like 1 year that we are building pools together, and we said like, okay, we have to meet one time, like,
Yeah, at least one time.
This could be a good idea.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
So,
And sorry, go ahead, Tribot.
No, it's okay.
What's it been like working entirely remotely? Because Miguel and I sometimes we're in the same room together. Sometimes we touch fingers like this in real life, and
That's good.
I think it's a different dynamic when you're in person. What's it been like for
Yeah.
you guys? Are you in the same time zone? I don't know how time zones in France work.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
only one time zone, so
Oh, okay,
it's
quit
easier.
bragging.
We are
Yeah,
all
yeah,
at
yeah.
the same time.
But that's pretty cool because like when you're working remotely, you can work whenever you want. We work asynchronous,
Right.
So that's all the same that being in the same I would say same piece,
Yeah.
same room. But that's all good for us.
Yeah.
That's we are online guys, so that's
And
okay for us.
you can work where you want. So if you want to move, if you want to visit another country or something like that, you can do it. We are habits to it. We know how we can work with this. So yeah, it's really nice, and we love to work like this.
That's good. So you guys are the creators of pools, right? Correct. So
Yes.
explain to us what pools are.
So Pool is a platform to join any NFT community regardless of your budget. So it means that even with $100, you can buy a Pudgy Penguins, and get access to the community.
So in a nutshell, basically, it's having an NFT that you can fractionalize and different people can own. Correct.
Yeah, correct.
And so now that we know what it is and what you guys created, let's talk about the history a little bit. So I know you guys obviously met online about a year ago, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did this happen? Like, how did the connection happen? How did you guys meet? Where did you guys come up with like, hey, let's create this thing? Were you guys just tired of like being rugged in Web3 like Kevin and I were? Or like like how did it happen? Walk us to the entire history of how you guys
Yeah,
got together and created this and came up with the
The
idea.
story is really long, but at first I came into NFTs like in 2021, doing some moderating stuff, and I've worked at Exclusible where we launched 13 NFT collections with luxury brands like Bugatti, Frédéric Constant, Louis Moinet, and stuff.
Wow.
And I've seen many people coming into the NFT space, minting new collections, chasing the next Bored Apes, CryptoPunks. And at the end of the year, all of the NFTs went to zero.
Yep.
Yep.
And I
Story
was
of our
like,
life.
that sucks. I was like, that sucks because some people minted like 20 different NFT collections and they all went to zero. And I was like, if it was possible to just invest like you invest in Bitcoin, just buying 1% or 10% of an NFT,
Right.
you will stick around, you will still enjoy the NFT space because you have access to the network, you have access to the community, and then you will stay and you will enjoy the NFT space. So I came to this reflection. I was still doing my 9 to 5 job, and I was like, okay, let's try something. I called my cousin, which is who is a developer. We started to work on a mobile app for NFT collectors to maybe try to do something for them. But of course, working with his family can be difficult. So
Yeah.
it doesn't work, and that's where I've met first Tristan. Because I was looking for a smart contract developer, and so I found him in a platform like Fiverr, Fiverr-like
Yeah.
platform
Wow. Nice.
for French developer. And I spoke with him like Wednesday, and the minting date was Friday.
Yeah.
It's a quick
So I
turnaround.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, man, can you help me, please? And he told me, yeah, I can do it in 2 days, no worries.
Wow.
So he worked really hard. He did in 2 days what some people were asking me for 7 days, you know.
Right.
Uh, and this is like our first experience.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the life goes on. He came to his work. I came into building new project and stuff. I've been worked by a developer. I've been worked by a web developer agency.
Mm.
And then I came back to Tristan. Like, man, that sucks because I tried to launch my product, but I've been scammed by so many people. You're
Yeah.
the only one that never rugged me. So I feel like I have to work with you, man.
Right.
This is how we decided to work together, and then we are here.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
And how do you know, like, what gets you to the point where you can trust somebody that you just met online that you don't actually know? Because, I mean, you know, Tribot looks like a normal dude, but
I think
I don't know.
I can say that I'm a internet guy. I've been an internet kid from the beginning of my life. Like I started internet like when I was 8 years old. I started to code and build Minecraft servers at 10 years old.
Oh wow.
Making money at 11 years old. So all my life I've been working on internet. I've made some friends. I've discovered crypto in 2012 when I was 13 years old. And it was a friend from internet that gave me the opportunity. So yeah, for me, trusting someone on internet, that's all good because if the guy behind his computer is good, that's the same way.
yeah, I agree with Chris. We came from a generation that we are born with internet. We have learned our job with internet. I've learned the code only with internet. I don't really made a school of it, and I think it's easier for us to trust people that we meet online. For give an example, we often play with people in video games that we never met, and we play with them every day. We know them like better than people that we have met in real life. So I think for our generation, it's easier to trust people online and to have this relation between people that we meet on internet. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's a feeling you get, right? Because you're doing it for so long that it's just you just know it's a feeling you get inside that tells you like I can trust this person. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a question here. It says, "Is Usepool similar to how live art functions?" I don't know what live art is. Do you guys know what live art is? And can you answer that question?
Yeah. So
I don't know what live
live-
art.
yeah, life art is it's basically almost the same as pools, except that it has to do with like real life arts, right? So it's a percentage of like it's sort of like an investment. You put in money
Yeah.
towards the artwork, right? And it's kind of fractionalized, almost the same as pools, except that it's not NFTs.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, we can say that we are kind of similar.
Yeah.
But of course, we are going to explain why we are different and innovative from our competitors. But we have some magic tricks.
Yeah, there was some point that we not wanted to do only like fractionalized NFTs. We want to go beyond and develop things around it because a lot of competitors have already done some NFT fractionalized protocol, and we want to go beyond this and build something that is better. That's all of things that I've done before.
I love it. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about it here. So I hope that answers the question here. And so I'm curious, who had the initial thought for pools, and where did that need come from to say, like, I just want a piece of it. I just want to get a taste of the action without being able to commit it. Is it I don't know, like, is there a sense of, well, if I can't afford my own Bored Ape Yacht Club, do I deserve to be a part of the community, or, you know, where do you fall on that line?
Yeah. So it was during during the 21 summer, we saw all the NFT collections coming up, and most people came for Bored Apes, CryptoPunks, and stuff. And of course, there was this narrative like, okay, this is a private groups.
Right.
We don't want new people. We don't want poor people coming in the community because this is kind of curated community. But what I feel like, um, this is my, crypto ethos, something like that. Like when I discovered Bitcoin, uh, you were able to buy $10, $20 of Bitcoin, and I was like, okay, people they want mass adoption, but all the best communities, all the best NFTs are token gated by a high price. There is a huge buyer, and I was like, if we want the NFT space to succeed, we have to make it easier to be part of it and to support it. So, like Bitcoin, I want people to be able to invest whatever they want into the
Yeah.
blue chips NFTs and just enjoy. And after we can discuss about utilities, access, or token gated features, token gated utilities. But at first, we are looking for more supporters of the NFT space. And this is like, when you are selling cars, you need leads before selling the car. So I think that we are empowering people to have more leads into the NFT space. And if we have more leads in the NFT space, we are going to onboard more people and people will invest more money into the NFT space.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And, it sounds like you guys have a clever solution to being able to gain access to a Discord community if you're part of a pool that has an NFT that is token gated in the Discord. Walk us through that process. So if I have a portion of a CryptoPunk, how do I get access to the Discord that needs to verify that I'm a CryptoPunk holder?
Yeah. So for this one, this is really easy. Tuber did a really great job. So you are buying the NFT together with other people, and we have a function which is called delegate, and then you can get access to Collabland and Vulkan. So this is kind of a hack
Yeah,
because, of course, there is some rules that don't let you be 20 people getting access to the Discord at the same time, but we have found a solution so you can, a trick. You can sneak into the Discord and enjoy a bit of it. Of course, the main goal for us is to work with every NFT collections because we want to empower them. We just don't want to give access to that Discord to everyone. So our goal is really to work closely with NFT collections. Okay, guys, we are going to bring you new orders. Let's find a way to give them a role, some utilities, whatever you want, but don't forget them because maybe they are your orders for tomorrow. So
right.
Yeah.
So my question is like, who brings in the NFT into pools? Like, is it you guys? Is it the user? Is it a primary user? How exactly does it work?
We use OpenSea to the liquidity of OpenSea. We are directly plugged with the market. So when you want to buy an NFT, I would say, for example, an Azuki or Jirasan, you will just create a pool with the collection, and when you will make an offer, when you will make something else, it will go through OpenSea, and we will just use the liquidity from OpenSea. So people doesn't need to bring some NFTs in the platform. You don't have to. Yeah, we use OpenSea for this. Yeah.
Got it. I mean, that's very interesting because then it actually makes it better because then you could just look for an NFT that you want. It doesn't have to be something specific, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Kevin, what do you think about that?
I like that idea better, just to that point of, hey, we're just trying to understand more about this community. So it's less important which trait it is versus I just want to be a part of the community, right? It's just like, let me just get in and then I can decide, okay, I do like this community and this is the trait I want. So when I'm ready to commit, I'm ready to buy all in for my own, then I have a better sense of, is it worth the money here?
Yeah.
Now, I guess my other question would be, even if the NFTs fractionalize, right? I know how some communities can be reserved to having maybe something like that in their community, right? And say, like, for example, okay, you're not going to join my community because you really don't own the entire NFT. You own a fraction of it. Have you guys come across anything like that in the space or no?
yeah, I've been in touch with some alpha groups who don't want, but that's always the game of crypto, like being permissionless because when someone buys, let's say, a pass for an alpha groups, you don't know how much people there is behind it, because this is permissionless. You don't know. I've been into server who are like aggregating every calls from alpha groups into their own Discord and stealing this access, stealing pass to get access to that. Um, in fact, of course, we have met some people saying, okay, guys, we don't want to use pools because we want exclusivity, but we are still getting access. And if we are not doing promotions about that, we are just getting access to the community, and they will never know. So this is up to them to see if they want to work with us or not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So like NT, one of our friends said, and with reducing the exclusiveness, I think that this concept will also affect the floor price. If that's the case.
No, this is not the case, because we are already doing that. And in fact, what we saw is that people who can afford the one NFT, they will just buy it. They will not, take times to create a pool to onboard new people with them. Because when you onboard new people with you, you have some governance, you have some votes.
Yeah.
You're not free. But what we saw is that you are attracting new liquidity. That's the main stuff. Is that you're onboarding new people. Of course, today they are not. They don't have many money, but also what we are thinking, I would say, on the long-term vision is that we are also giving access to young people. Young people who are still in high school, college, and stuff. They don't have a lot of money, and they are the buyers of tomorrow.
Right.
So
Right.
if we don't do the brand awareness around NFTs with them today, they will not buy NFTs in 5 years or 10 years. So we have to onboard them today, make them love NFTs, and I'm sure that the floor price will just rise, because people will just dip the toe into the NFT ocean, and they will like it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you guys are just really onboarding a lot of people that are new to the space that really cannot afford a full NFT. So in the future, to your point, in the future they might end up buying a whole bunch of other NFTs full, including the one that they fractionalize at first, right? So yeah, I think it's a good concept. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think that it definitely works. At least the way that I see it in my head, I think for onboarding, I think it's great. I think it's a great platform.
Yeah. And we have a good story about Jirasan, because one of our user discovered Jirasan through pools.
Oh,
So
wow.
he went into Discord channel with a lot of people, because he was into crypto, but he never liked NFTs. So he came into pools. He just invested like 0.2 into Jirasan, and he met some OG users, OG holders of Jirasan. So he asked a lot of questions, and now he's holding 13 Jirasan.
Yeah.
And he bought the top, so he invested a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
Now that you guys mentioned Jirasan and Sean and those guys, like Sean is a good friend of mine. How did you guys come across like just Sean in general? Because I know that Sean was pushing you guys a little bit. So
yeah.
how did that happen? How did that connection happen, and how did it go? Besides the fact that Sean is just a great guy and loves helping people, but
Yeah.
how did
So,
that conversation happen?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to pitch pools during this summer. He was like doing a lot of spaces, X spaces. And so I requested to come on stage, saying that, oh yeah, I'm part of the redacted team. Put me on stage. Uh, so the guy put me on stage, and okay, I said, okay, sorry, I'm not from the redacted team, but I want to pitch my company to Shan. And I pitched to Shan, and he told me like, man, I love what you are doing. Just follow me, I follow you back. Let's chat on Telegram and stuff. So this is how it started, and we discussed like, we did like maybe 5 or 7 calls. We are speaking with him every month, and he really support us. We are going to be under redacted, finger crossed, and a lot of things. We are working on a lot of things with him.
Yeah.
It helps us on our fundraise. It
Exactly.
helps us to introduce us to investors. So we raised our first checks from GLAS holders. So
Wow.
yeah, people are. I didn't understand when there was a FUD about Redacted, because
Yeah.
Redacted is already a power machine for early stage companies, because they have learned so much things that they can help you to maybe being faster than 6 months. Like it
Yeah.
is, their impact into early stage company is really huge, and they can detect potential. And so happy to work with them. Still chatting like every week with them, and yeah, they are really helpful for us.
Yeah,
What does,
definitely.
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Tristan.
Yeah, that's right. When we released our beta, like Shan giving make 1 or 3 tweets, and
Yeah,
like it's helped us a lot to bring our first users, to make people use the platform, to have some feedbacks, to improve the platform and all the stuff. And it was really awesome at the beginning to have this support, to give us a good start, and to have some feedbacks about what we just built. And it was really awesome about this.
Yeah, I mean, that team from Redacted is extremely strong. Like they're very smart. And Sean's very extremely smart. Like the guy just knows what he's doing, right? Again, like Redacted just went live not that long ago, and it's doing great. But the problem is that Redacted also is what I want people to know. It's not a problem. Is that it's not a meme token. I don't want
Right.
people to think that it's a meme coin. It's not. It's an actual coin with legitimate businesses behind it that are pushing it. And you guys are an example of that, right? So I think that the future is very bright for you guys. I think if you guys stay with Sean and that group, you guys will definitely have a lot more coming for sure.
What does the RDAC coin do for you, or what does it enable you to do that maybe you wouldn't have done otherwise, or how does it help accelerate your development?
so there is some part that we can say, of course, on stage,
Yeah.
but the purpose of the Redacted token is at first empower new product,
Right.
incubating and giving some eyes on companies and stuff. And then there will be some buybacks from us, like, okay, you help us to launch, guys, so we're going to give you back some stuff.
Yeah.
Also, one of the strategy from Shan was, okay, you can use the Redacted token to see how your product behave around the token,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then you can launch your own token because you know all the behavior from your users. So that's kind of the playbook for us.
Yeah, like a proof of concept of what you can do with a token, uh, with a custom token, all the stuff. So it's a really good point to build something around it for us.
So
Yeah.
so help me understand real quick what's happening. So basically what you're saying is that they in the back end are building something that is gonna be instituted into pools so that you can use redacted coin for whatever NFTs you're buying, I guess. Is that am I understanding that correctly or no?
Um,
Not
I
really.
would say kind of. We can't
Yeah.
say too much about
Oh,
that,
got it,
but
got it,
because
got
of course
it. Okay.
nothing is signed or stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry. In my mind,
the,
I'm way ahead of the game already.
But
no worries, no worries.
there is some feature that can be empowered by a token or by these utilities. So yeah, we have several things to do with it, but yeah, it's currently in work. So
Got it, got it. Okay. So we
What
won't talk
what
more about the alpha.
Yeah, we'll wait till, it becomes more public, then we'll really dive into
Yeah.
it. I'm curious, how does pools look today versus when it first started? What changes did you make, or lessons you learned along the way to say, okay, we need to pivot a little bit, or that doesn't work, or what if we go this way instead?
Yeah. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff, because at first we were just scrapping OpenSea, buying NFTs. On top of that, we made some update, like you can send collection offers, because a lot of NFT collectors are just sending offers and waiting for someone to sell. So it was one of the first feature that we made.
yeah,
We saw
because
that,
maybe we have to
yeah,
say at the beginning you was only able to aim a listing. So if someone list his NFT, you can buy it through pool at the beginning, and like with the last update that we made, you can now send some offer at the collection, all the collection directly on your NFTs. If you want to aim a threat in particular from NFTs on or all the stuff. It was not in at the beginning.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also one of the biggest features that we made is a Discord bot, because what we saw is that of course people they are buying on OpenSea, Magic Eden, and stuff, whereas they are not going to check what is happening on pools every day. Since that we have some pools opening, we have some votes, some governance stuff, and and yeah, so we saw that okay, we have to create a Discord bot so people can just know what's happening on pools every time. And also one of the, I will say, next step is giving access to the bot to every Discord server, so you can put pools into your Discord server and know what is happening without coming to pools Discord.
Right.
So our goal is really to come into your house and show you, okay, guys, we are doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Exactly.
makes sense. That you're kind of going to them instead of hoping they come to you.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be really useful for communities who want to buy NFT together and just stay inside their communities. They just have to bring the bot, and they will get all the news from the pool they have created directly into their communities.
So this is something you guys are working on now, or is this live now?
The Discord bot is live on our Discord, and we wanted to work to be able to export it on all Discord server.
You
But
guys
for
want-
now, it's only on our server.
If you guys want to test it in our server, I'll be more than happy to.
Yeah, we'll
put
take
in
it.
there.
We'll take you on the Rebel Hill server.
We take note.
Of
We take
course.
note. Okay, it's great.
Yeah. So what's in this for you guys? Where do you make money? I know you talked about liquidity before, but what do you get out of this?
Yeah, we are taking 1% fees when you buy and sell an NFT. We have kind of a B2B model. We're still, under what we are doing, because we saw that there is some potential with working with NFT collections, working with NFT marketplaces to give them access to our technology. So we are working on the B2B model because, of course, we like NFTs, but I believe that you can't, generate a lot of revenues just from this business model. So we have to implement another one business model. Of course, we also are going to have our own token. So we are still working on like way to make revenues from the token and stuff. So yeah,
That's the hard part, right? Trying to figure out how to create.
Really,
revenue. So, like Kevin and I, we have this huge game that we're creating from the ground up, and obviously right now it's free. Right now we're giving away a bunch of money and stuff like that, which is coming from our pockets. But like we're trying to figure out how to create revenue from that, and that's the hard part to think like. Because in the NFT world, when you buy your NFT, that's it. You don't want to really spend more money than what you already spent, right? Depending on where you're buying. And when you do it, and if you do it for the artwork, even worse, right? Because it's just for the art. It's not because you want to pay something else. So that's the hard part that we are trying to figure out. Like for us, for example, in our community, our thing is that we're different than most NFTs. And Kevin can probably explain this a lot better, even though he's a little sleepy out there. But he always says that
Shut your
NFTs don't have they don't have like a certain if you hold an NFT, you just hold it. That's it. There's nothing else that you could do with it. As opposed to what we're creating, that now you hold this NFT and it creates value of points for a game that we have, right? So in order for you to be like either stronger or whatever the case might be for the game, right? You have to buy more NFTs. Or you have to buy stuff that belong or that go with that particular NFT, right? And now you have something that it's not just sitting there and you're just looking at. It's something that is being used, right, as part of like something bigger. So
Yeah, most projects, the traits don't matter much, right? Maybe
And the
somebody
traits,
will
yeah.
pay more for a trait because they like the glasses, they like the laser eyes, the 3D, whatever. But in terms of utility, in most projects, the trait doesn't matter.
Yeah.
In our project, the traits are what give points to the ants. So that actually determines how powerful it is. It impacts your payout of a prize pool, and also the way that we have our gangs separated across are 11 gangs separated across the 5,555 ants, you know, you're collecting specific gangs. You're building up gangs to do battle, which again impacts your payout. So there's some thoughtfulness that goes into which NFTs of ours that you're collecting, because it'll impact your payout, which is sort of the goal, right? We want you to buy into the Rebel Ants ecosystem so we can then, you know, find ways to reward you through like actual money. There's a comment here that says, will the pool pages have a more descriptive prospectus of NFTs in the future? So let me just bring up a page and then we can maybe talk through what's here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Let's go this way. And this, go like this, and boom. Okay, so this is one of the pools that was open, and it was for a Jirosan,
Okay.
and it looks like it says acquisition successful. So, am I understanding that this was purchased through a pool? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, it says here that the acquisition price was 0.168, but when I look under the buying strategy, it was purchased at 0.28. So what happened there? It was just a collection offer went out?
It's just a bug that we have, that some offer makes some display bug on the acquisition price. The good price that you have to look is the purchase price. The purchase price is something that we got like yesterday, and we are fixing it.
I see. The buy price.
Of course, Kevin has to be the one to catch it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
always happening when we are live.
Yeah, I know. Listen, we know
Alright.
more than anyone about.
Listen, it's
buying.
all right. Like when we went live with our game, we had all sports. We're still fixing bugs right now.
We're getting better every time.
We actually wanted to do a battle today, this morning, and then Kevin caught a bug the day before yesterday, and he's like, "We can't go live on a battle right now." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "We just can't do it. The gang is not there." I'm like, "What do you mean the gang's not there?"
We're missing the
He's like,
gang.
"It's not there." I'm like, "Great."
It's always like that when you want to like make a live stream about something. It's always the moment that you get the worst.
It's always-
bug just
yeah.
before.
Yeah. You're like, okay, let's pivot to something else.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess to that comment's question about, hold on, let's bring that one back up. So maybe the question is, you know, what is accessible based on the fraction of ownership? So maybe that's saying, you know, where do I get access to the Discord now, or, you know, what's my potential payout or something? I don't know. So I guess the question to you guys is, what is the value to somebody who joins the pool other than owning a percentage? You know, how do you like make it tangible to them?
Yeah. So for now, it's kind of, there's a chaos about that because we're still, connecting with NFT collections and stuff. But yeah, that's a really good question because it can be helpful for collectors to see, okay, if I invest 0.1, I will get access to the Discord. If I invest 0.2, I will get access to maybe PG Capital, for example, when we talk about Jelasan. So yeah, that's definitely something that we are pushing with NFT collections. Like, okay, guys, because of course you don't want to give access to your Discord to someone that just invests 0.001.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so- Is that where your own token could become useful? That based on how involved they are in a specific pool, they can be rewarded more to reflect their buy-in percentage?
yeah. For example, what we have in mind for the tokens is the more you hold of our tokens, the more it shows how you are long term in the platform and stuff. So we are definitely exploring ideas on how to show people that believe in the product and believe in us through the tokens.
Yeah, and then what is this points system here where you have the leaderboard? Is this tied in with that? And how are you so good at this, Chris?
This is a secret what those points are for, but it can be helpful for you guys to get some points. Today I'm the leader because of course I'm the I'm the best at it. But yeah,
We can maybe give you key because Chris created a lot of pool.
Ah,
yeah,
It
Ah,
can be a
yes.
key.
okay, that makes sense.
yeah. That can be an alpha because when you are creating the pools, it means that you are onboarding people to buy an NFT.
right.
So you're getting a lot of points for that. So maybe it can be interesting to create some pools on used pools.
So I guess to that point, when I go to the home or I look at the pools, could you have? I mean, is it possible that there's multiple pools for the same collection? And then, what makes somebody say, well, let me jump into this pool versus this pool? Is it a matter of which one's closest to getting the acquisition? Or is it, I just want to get in a pool with my own friends and I want it to be sort of like a private pool?
Yeah. The main factor is that when you click on the pool, you can see the exit strategy. Like
Right,
people
right,
can
right.
say, okay, I'm holding for a long time. I want to hold for like 3 months, 6 months, and stuff. So
Again,
basically,
yeah,
this is what is going to help you to decide which one you want.
yeah.
Oh, so
You-
since I'm poor with my 0.029 ETH, it looks like I can invest in this little pudgy right here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
yeah.
Um,
Just beside, you can see like the buying strategy and the selling strategy. Yeah, there, buying and exit strategy there.
Yeah.
All those terms can be updated by votes by the community pool.
Yeah.
Like if you invest in the pool, but like the floor price have raised of be lower, you can all change all those terms if like the most of people in the pool agrees. So all the thing you can change the term of the pool every time and every moment that you need.
Right. And tell me again. I think Chris had mentioned this in another conversation. What is required to make an actual sell decision? It's a certain percentage, or is it a certain percentage of the pool, or is it whoever holds the most?
It's like a percentage of the pool in factor about how much you put in the pool. So if you put more ETH in the pool, you have a higher vote power.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask a question? Maybe it's a little leading, but is there a way to quantify how many people are part of a pool and then go on to purchase the actual NFT?
I was going
To
to
say,
ask
okay,
that.
I purchased my point. I purchased 10% of the pool of the little pudgy. I love the pudgy ecosystem. I'm just going to go. I'm ready to go get my own. Is there a way to kind of show that conversion?
Mm,
Can you repeat exactly the question?
Yeah.
I
So
missed
I get
something.
all right.
Sorry,
So
sorry.
like for me, I've never held a Quirkies, right? So if the
Yeah.
goal of the pool is to give me some exposure to Quirkies without
Exactly.
putting the full investment in, so I know, do I want to make this purchase, right? Like give it a test drive. If I then go on to purchase a Quirkies, I think that supports the purpose of the platform, right? It gives value to the platform, but also shows that Quirkies is a stronger community in some sense because it's a converting community. Like it shows that
Yeah.
people then go on to buy the real thing. Is there a way that we can see that over time? How many communities or how many pools convert to full ownership?
Oh, it's
oh
an,
yeah.
it could be interesting. We have the example, like Chris said, a cocktail who at the beginning invest in a pool for Jerasan and
Right,
then buy
exactly.
itself 10 Jerasan. But we don't have a tool currently to quantify it, to see it.
Yeah,
But
I
it
think
could
it's
be
I think it's
interesting.
something that you guys should explore because it's good to see how someone went from not owning an NFT, joining you guys, and then later on buying whatever NFTs they want to get, right? So I
Definitely.
think that you
Yeah.
guys should find a way to convert that, not to convert, but to find a way to expose that message. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see
'Cause
it.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's great storytelling, and I think NFTs
Exactly.
is really good for storytelling, right? So
Mm.
it's a good story to tell that hey, I only had $5 back in the day, now I have
Yeah.
$1 million, and I'm able to afford this, right? I think
Right.
it's
Yeah,
a
I
great
guess
story to
Miguel, to
tell.
your
Yeah,
point, it's even more than just do I end up converting and purchasing. It's like what was my payout, right? Did I get a big enough payout to show that there's a strong, a strong liquidity behind even one specific NFT
or
project?
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's a question here. I think you answered part of it. Can the
Yeah.
buy and sell parameters be changed? I think you said it could, but I guess the follow up is can that change be voted on, or do I get people into my pool and then am I the pool creator? Then I just go and change the parameters after, or do the parameters need to be voted on? The changes.
No, the creator can choose it himself to change all the parameters of a pool. You have to the community of the pool have to vote about the decision of the creator. It's the same thing when a pool receives an offer. 60% of the pool have to vote yes for accepting the offer.
Yeah.
All the decisions have to be made by like at the minimum 60% of the pool to be accepted.
Right. Now to the next question here about including more NFT communities. What are you finding in terms of the data of how willing somebody is to invest into a pool? Are you finding that people on average will contribute, 0.1 ETH to a pool, or like where are you seeing that people are willing to kind of dip their toe into something? Because I think contributing towards a pool of 10 ETH for, a Pudgy is different than, 0.9 ETH for a Quirky. It's like, well, I just want a bigger percentage with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and in fact, what we discovered is that it depends on which NFT you're buying. So, for example, when it comes to punks, we have a lot of whales who are interesting to invest together in the punks because they don't own one, so they are ready to spend like 5 ETH just to get access to a punk.
Right.
And when it comes to small NFTs like Quirkies, Chimpers, Jilasan, and Lil Pudgy, of course, people are more investing like 0.2, 0.3. And even we saw that we have some whales who are happy to invest maybe 1 ETH in a Lil Pudgy and just give access to some people to invest with them because they don't want to, uh, be fully exposed on these NFTs. They just want, to throw like 1 ETH and okay, guys, just invest with me and we're going to ride it together.
Interesting. And you had mentioned in the past about liquidity for somebody to like exit liquidity, right? So if we end up acquiring a little Pudgy and the value goes up and I now want to take out my 10%, how does that work? Am I getting the 10% of the new floor price or what I put in, or what is that?
Yeah, that kind of the things that what we are seeing is that of course we are going to buy NFTs every day, but for example, we're not going to buy CryptoPunks every day.
Right.
So the strategy is okay. Maybe you want to exit after a 20% rise from the floor price, but someone also want to enter because he saw that the NFT is yeah,
Yes.
pumping,
Yeah.
and and he want to enter right now. So okay, you can sell your shares, you can buy it. So of course, yeah, there will be some arbitrage between okay, how much you want, how much I'm willing to sell, and stuff. So it will depend on how uh, how fast do you want to sell your shares. So if you want to sell it right now, there will be liquidity providers that will say, okay, guys, I want to buy every shares into Punk's NFTs, but at 20% discount, for example. And the liquidity provider will wait for a new one, new people wanting to come into the pool and say, okay, guys, the floor price is at 20% rise. So okay, I'm okay to pay the real price of the NFT right now.
Right.
But it's really like a secondary market of pool. You can
Yeah.
sell your own share of a pool after you buy it. Once the NFT is already buy, the goal is to make it the more liquid as possible. Imagine like you are the only guy you want to sell the pool, but the other people doesn't want to do it. You can sell your share of the pool in the secondary market and allow new people to enter in the pool and to be part of it.
Interesting here. And this list of investors at the bottom, the people in the pool, have you heard any feedback about wanting to keep that private in some cases? Or, I mean, if it's all on chain, I guess it's all accessible anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
an example is me and Chris here.
Yes.
So we use for ourselves pools to buy NFT together.
And-
But
Yeah,
no,
we are the best users.
Yeah. no,
Yeah, I mean that's a good way of not calling your buddy like Kevin and saying, "Hey, can you give me half for this NFT? Let's do it." Instead of waiting, we could just create a pool and
Definitely.
have me and my friend own an NFT. I think that's a great idea. I like
Definitely.
that.
Yeah, because what we saw is that a lot of people are already doing that on the
Yeah,
NFT space,
yeah.
giving money to their friends and stuff. So we just made it 10x easier. And also with the liquidity system, this is really innovative because we are the only one platform doing that. Of course, the feature is not live,
No.
but we are the only one, speaking about pushing this feature and stuff, because all of our competitors, they saw they tackle the problem from another angle. So we are quite innovative, and I think that's what makes us really unique. Like we are doing it on the right side, I think.
Yeah, definitely. We are working hard on these features, and it's something that we want to release as fast as possible because we knew that it's something that will really change our product currently.
Yeah. And it's just you two, right? There's nobody else in the team. Is it just you two, or there's more people behind it?
Just two of us.
Yeah.
We have something. We have someone that is helping us to develop another feature that we wanted to release in the future. Currently, is also one of our investors. But yeah, in full time, we are me and Chris. Yeah.
How difficult do you guys find it to work on pools? Because obviously you guys are not getting the revenue you guys probably want to get right now, right? So you guys probably both have real life jobs. You know what I mean? That probably take a lot of time. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But how do you guys get the time to like work on this thing and this project that you guys have?
For my part, I've quit my job like 2 months ago to
Wow.
be fully dedicated on pool.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and for me, since it's been, in fact, I've made some money during the 2021 bull run. So I had the chance to, being able to live on that. For now it's coming. Of course, it's been like 2 years that I'm building products and stuff. So now we have to make money. So, so yeah, doing my best. Of course, still doing some side jobs on the Web3 space, Web2 space also. So yeah, we are real hustler. We know how to make money.
I mean, you both are
how we
developers.
can.
So.
I'm the only
Uh,
developer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Chris, you know how to code though, right? You said.
I used to code when I was younger, but it was some copy pasta. You have a CMS and stuff. You just go, okay, you follow a tutorial on YouTube. Okay, I can do that. Okay. But not this is not my main focus. I'm more focused on the marketing side,
Got it.
and of course all the fundraising strategy and stuff. So
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
and yeah, and also as a CEO, I have to be a sales as well. So to sell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really,
To sell the platform to investors, to sell it to NFT collection. So this is mainly my job.
yeah. I mean, it's good because it's really difficult to be two developers in the same project without having the promotional guy, I guess, right? Because technically,
Yeah.
like, for example, Kevin and I, when we first started, it was just us two, and we just found it really difficult to do things or get things together because at the end of the day, I'm also an artist, right? So like I drew most of the collections. That takes a lot of time, right? So I don't have the time to be on X and like or Twitter or whatever, right? And trying to lure a community or trying to make a community happen, right? It's really difficult. And then as we kept growing, obviously we now have a team. Our team it's really good. I think we have like 4 people in the team, 4 maybe 5.
Great.
Right,
Maybe
so-
5. Yeah.
Yeah, and it helps because as you guys can see, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, like I was really sick for a whole month, so I couldn't really do much. So I'm counting on the community and Kevin to like really hone it in to our team.
Don't look to me for anything.
And Kevin sucks at talking to the community. He's terrible at it.
I get in there once a day at least.
He does say good morning.
I try to say something funny at least once a day.
Yeah, but for me, like I'm the guy who's usually on X looking to see what's happening out there in the world and talking to everybody and technically being the face of the project, right? But now we have this team who was really very helpful and they're doing like an extremely amazing job behind the scenes, like getting the community involved. So that I commend you guys for just being you two and getting this far already in the game.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you guys. I'm sure you guys are gonna like
Thank you,
really,
guys.
really do great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What
Really
how do you
appreciate
guys stay focused with the changing, trends within the NFT space and even the technology changes? Do you try to ride that wave, or you just try to stay with, we know what's worked in the past, or we're just going to stick with the foundations?
Mm, I will say that we are kind of doing both. We have our convictions that NFTs are going to be really important in like 5 or 10 years. So this is the conviction part. But of course, the trends are changing every month and stuff.
Mm.
So this is my work to see what is happening on the NFT space. Of course,
Yeah.
we are seeing a new blockchain, abstract Bera
Mm.
chain and stuff. So we are aware of that. Of course, we still believe that the main stuff are happening on ETH because this is the history of NFTs
Mm.
with CryptoPunks, with Bored Apes. No one can remove that, but we have to be aware of what's happening on the other side. Still looking at ordinals, of course, and yeah, we have to stay up to date.
Definitely. It's one of the reasons that we want to ride some wave and export useful to other EVM chain. So, like Chris said, we try to do the both at all.
Yeah. Interesting. Good. What are some of the projects that you're personally, connected to? And I don't mean like politically. I just mean like the NFTs that you hold, or that you're proud holders of. What are you drawn to?
Mm.
Yeah. So of course we are a lot of involved into Jirasan. We are Chimpers, Quickies, a lot of alpha groups as well because we know that alpha groups they have their role, into the NFT space. They are the one talking to collectors every day. Some of
Right.
them are traders as well. So they are part of the economy. So you have to be in touch with them.
Yeah.
Of course, we are in touch with some marketplaces
Mm.
in discussion to see, okay, how we can work together, how we can partners and stuff. So yeah, we are, I would say, quite connected to uh, a lot of people, still trying to connect with everyone on the space because that's the main part of pools is really empower the whole space. And so if you are NFT founders, Alpha Groups founders, saying that, just hit me a DM and I will be happy to see how we can work together and how our product can help your community to enjoy more the NFT space.
Yeah, I maybe can answer also to a question that is linked to the question that you asked about if we wanted to create some pool to upcoming minting. Is something that some collection have asked to us if it's possible to do on pool. Is something that we think of to be like the more possible link to the ecosystem, not only on the new NFTs, but maybe on the upcoming NFTs. And so, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's so many possibilities out there on how you can sort of, touch each of these communities and each project.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Kevin and I we were talking to Chris about how we can probably potentially use pools in our game system, right? I don't know, Kevin. Do you want to talk about that or no?
Yeah. I mean, a lot the whole process of our game right now is all just based on percentages or fractionalization. It's just whichever gang wins, whatever percentage you contributed to the winning gang, that's your payout. So it's similar in a sense to your idea that it's just you have a fraction, right? You have a fraction of an NFT. In our case, you have a fraction of the prize pool.
Yeah.
So we thought, since we're already looking at fractions, could we reward the winning gang with a pool where we say, okay, we already know what percentage you contributed to the winning gang. You're going to then get that percentage of an NFT. Like we will create a pool on behalf of all those people. Maybe it's a Quirkies, maybe it's a Chimpers, whatever it is, and say, okay, if you had 30% of the gang power that won, you now have 30% of this pool, and you can do what you want with it if you want. They would use the platform, but it's giving them something really tangible as well versus what we've been doing for the past, or for this, the first 10 battles is rewarding in RPepe. This gives something a little bit, different, tangible, but also like gives you access to a community that maybe you wouldn't have thought about or been interested in before.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to, like, for example, have an NFT price for example, a Bored Ape, right? And have our season, I don't know, whatever season we do of battles, and the end game is that you get a percentage of this Bored Ape. That would be like really, really cool.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how we can do that, but we're gonna trust that you can make that work. That we can gift a pool to a select set of addresses.
Yeah, let's discuss of this because it might be possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be cool. Drum up, engagement with other communities and allow communities to sort of exchange NFTs like that, right? Especially when you look at the way that Drip works, right? Imagine having a Drip store where one of the items in the store is a pool, and it's just people buy, they use their points to buy a percentage of that pool, and it just converts that way into your platform, but it comes through Discord that way. I just made up all that, but I feel like there's a way to kind of keep people going with that. So
yeah, but it's a really, really good idea that you are.
You're welcome.
Building. Yeah.
You can have that one for free. All right. So what is your call to action for our 205 viewers or listeners? Do you want them to go make a pool? Do you want them to go join a pool? What do you want them to do?
First, just follow the X account, use pools, because this is our main communication channel. And of course, you can join the website, because we are buying every day new NFTs. You can join the Discord, and also if there is some investors, we are raising pre-seed. So at first it was more for our community, so we are opening to strategic investors. So really happy to connect with any investors or anything like that. And yeah, just come guys with us. We are going to 10x, 100x NFT space. We are here for the long ride. We know that it is always like that. When I heard first about Bitcoin, people were just like, okay, guys, it's gonna be dead in like 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4 years. First heard about the Bitcoin when it was like $200. Now we are at 100K. So it will be the same with NFTs. People are adopting about NFTs right now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that in 10 years or 20 years, we will be like, guys, it was just under our eyes and we didn't go all in it. So let's join us, guys.
Will you believe that I bought my first Bitcoin under $1?
Oh, really?
Oh, damn.
Wow. How did
Are
you
you still
have heard of it?
It was a check. I actually had to send a check out. It was an actual check, physical one. Yeah.
Tristan asked how you heard of it. So what
I was
your entry story, Miguel?
I've talked about it in a couple of podcasts, but to make a long story short, I was basically in some of the chats on Reddit. Yeah. I don't want to give out too much, but yes, I was in some of those chats on Reddit.
I see.
Awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big nerd behind closed doors.
Also not behind closed doors. You're a pretty big nerd.
Shut up. I just don't tell people. I'm very reserved. Let me put it that way.
That part's true. All right, sweet guys. We're at an hour here, and we want to respect everyone's time. We appreciate all of our people for joining us here. 209 eyes on us. That's exciting stuff. And we will Rebel Ants will be live streaming on Sunday as well. And guys, it was a pleasure having you. We want to stay in touch. We want to see how we can partner together. Yes. And as you have more developments with your project, we'd love to get you back on and demo some of that stuff, or get a chance to dive deeper into it. So thank you again, and we encourage everyone to go give you guys a follow at Use Pools.
Definitely.
Thank you guys
very much, guys.
All right. Peace out, everyone. Bye.